engage in that. A whole wallet is something if you get an email, you gotta know the date. In order to find an email, but you got a lot of emails, right? So the wallet is something because if I didn't send it to Stacy, I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna go back to the ticket office to find it. That's what I have to do right now.
All right, well, we'll get started in just a couple more minutes.
I have a lot.
Thank you. I was looking for. I thought you were in the kitchen.
I went to the trash can. Someone had to put myself up.
I just saw you in the kitchen.
Hey, how's it going? This one too. Well, good afternoon, Rattlers. That was a little week before the Classic week. This Bethune Cookman week. Good afternoon, Rattlers. All right, I was down in Daytona last week talking mass jump, HBCU game day. I was doing one of my stories and I was talking jump the whole time. I almost got jumped by the Marching Wildcats for talking jump, but hey, it's classic week. Yeah, I started to call Wilbur. They don't know I got some gangster relatives down there in Daytona. You know, we're from that area, so they didn't want none. But once again, it's a pleasure to be before you today at the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club. As I often say, and I really feel that every time I get up here and look at these great rattlers in orange and green and see and hear the responses from those great rattlers online, it's indeed a great day to be a rattler. And let me tell you, Saturday I was leaving the game and I'm carrying my cart with all my equipment. You know, I have to take a studio with me. Yeah. And I'm headed to the parking lot. Because I know they ran out. And CEO Jackson drives up and pulls down the window and say, "It's still a great day to be a rattler." And I say, "It sure is, Dr. Jackson, it sure is. It's always a great day to be a rattler, no matter the circumstance." So that's the integrity of this group. That's what we are. It's always a great day to be a rattler, no matter what the circumstance is. And we gonna keep making the orange brighter, the green tighter, and keep collecting green for our cause for the Eddie Jackson Memorial $1 Million Campaign, because that's what we were made to do. This week has actually been a great week in a lot of different ways for the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club. I cannot continue to emphasize, and I know it may sound like a broken record, but our board is truly amazing. We had a meeting last night, and the work that's done in the background to continue to move this group forward, to continue to move the initiative forward, and to keep each other motivated and keep our focus on what the goal of the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club is. I'd like to thank all of my board members. If you're here, stand up, board members. It don't matter if you didn't make the meeting. Board members, stand up. I heard it. You're trying to whisper, but I heard it. Give your board a round of applause, because these people work really hard to keep things going. We understand our Tuesday night meeting may, cross with another event, but we still depend on our board members in the end. I just want to remind you that there will be no meeting next week. Next week we are off for Thanksgiving because y'all wouldn't come anyway. So we don't want to waste anybody's time. We're going to allow you to get all your jokes ready for your Bethune-Cookman relatives for Thursday, and we will not be meeting on next Wednesday for the 220 Quarterback Club. We will meet the following Wednesday, though, which is very important, because that week the game is on Friday. The Alabama A&M game is on Friday at 4 p.m., Friday, November 29th. Let me repeat that. The makeup game, which on your tickets is game 2 against Alabama A&M, is on Friday, November 29th at 4 o'clock p.m. And you say, why is it on the 29th? Why is it on Friday? Why is it so early? Because we want to give ourselves the best chance to be successful on that Saturday. University of Florida and Florida State are playing here. And on that Friday, late, the high school teams are starting to get into district playoffs and that type of thing. And we want to make sure that we have an opportunity for people to come to the game without making a choice. So that is one of the reasons that the game is on a Friday at 4 p.m. So we want everyone to remember this week, travel safe to Orlando. We need everybody there. We got to win the luncheon, the battle of the bands, and the game. We got to win all that. We need to bring all that home. And also next week, no 220 Quarterback Club meeting, but the game is on Friday at 4 p.m. No, you cannot bring your turkey sandwiches into the stadium. The same policy still applies. I was asked earlier a question about basketball tickets, and so I call up the basketball office, and Miss Battle says there was an issue with Ticketmaster. She was actually on the line with them as I was talking to her about not next Friday's game, but the next game, because it's two different opponents. There was an issue with Ticketmaster garbling that up, so she's not able to print out the tickets properly. But she plans to have that ready early next week. Basketball tickets, but Friday's game is open. Is that clear? Okay, that comes directly from the ticket office. They are working really hard to get those tickets on. Working in that department, knowing sometime when you have to go through Ticketmaster for every little thing, it can be. She sounded like it was challenging. So anyway, they're trying to get that ready for us. Yes.
Okay, now I have my tickets, basketball tickets already.
What is the problem with tickets?
I didn't look at them, I just,
Yeah.
huh? I got mine a week ago. I went to the office and, what's that, the young man bring them up.
That problem, but I tried to get mine last week and they told them they have a problem with the system. Me too.
So you might want to look at your tickets because they may have printed them and then recognize that there was an error. But you won't miss any games because the first game is open, and by the time for the second game, everyone's tickets should be ready.
Jason, yeah, Jason printed mine.
All right. Yes. All right. At this time, I'd like to bring up the executive director of the Rattler Boosters, Mr. Selvin Cobb.
Good afternoon, everybody. As Vaughn stated, the orange is brighter. The green is much, much tighter. That's the way we're gonna be Sunday morning. After the victory over the Kitty Cats. One of the, it's interesting that one of my best friends, Clayton Desmore, used to be my neighbor. He's a kitty cat, wildcat. I'm gonna call him Wildcat Heartless. He loves the wildcat, so I'll be talking with him, and we always have this betting going on. So we'll be talking as well. So just want to give you, well, first of all, this is my check for $21. Now you ask me, why $21? $21 is the final score of the game, but it's not so much as the final score of the game. It's the $21 that I'm going to be giving to the nutrition department for the support of our student athletes. Now remember, the nutrition department supports football, basketball, baseball, all sports. So this is the reason why this is my contribution for athletics. So I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. Now, we are the 2024 SWAC volleyball regular season champions. How about that? We finished with a 13-0 record. We were one of the 9 teams in unbeaten conference. We went unbeaten in conference play. So we are one of the 9 teams that went unbeaten in conference play. Our overall team is 24-6, and it's the 3rd time that our coach has won 20 games in a season. So Coach Gokhan Yilmaz, we want to thank Coach Yilmaz for that accomplishment. In 2021, we were 25-7. And in 2022, we were 25-7 in 2021 and 21-13 in 2022. So that's our third winning season. Now, we want to give a special shout out, and I may get these names wrong, but I'm going to do my best. These are our graduating seniors. They are Brishana Brown, Alden Hamilton, Landon Hatch, Alexandra Colvig, Jada Rhodes, Brooklyn Thomas, Callie Todd, Brooklyn Lynn Watts, and Isis Williams. They are graduating seniors who probably may have played their last game at Lawson. So we want to give them a great shout out to a great season. Our next game is, of course, the SWAC volleyball tournament. That's being held in Grambling, Louisiana. We play at Friday, playing the number 8 seed, and I didn't look at the ranking, so I don't know who the 8th seed is. But we will play the 8th seed starting at 11 o'clock on Friday. So
We're not used to looking that far down in volleyball to see who number 8 is.
we won't look that for that. Vaughn knows who it is.
Okay.
Okay, our women's volleyball team, our women's basketball team. We lost a real hard-fought game last Monday night over in Jacksonville. And I wasn't at the game, but they tell me if it wasn't for the referees, we probably would have won this game. So we didn't get any fouls called in the second half. So, but I understand that we had great support from our people that were from Jacksonville in that area.
They did.
And that we'd like to thank all those folk in Jacksonville that came out to the game. And that our next game is going to be today at the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, Georgia. And that game is at 7 o'clock tonight. Now, what I have here is a poster that talks about the UCF game. Didn't know if you all knew about it, but we're going to play UCF down in Orlando at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Now, the games is just $15, but $10 of every ticket that's sold will go to the alumni chapter in Orlando. $10 will go to the Orlando NAA. So not only you get a chance to see the Rattlers play, but you would also get a chance to donate $10 to the Orlando chapter of the NAA. So we want to make sure that if you could delay it, let's not make sure we catch the game, and then we'll come on back to Tallahassee. Okay? After that, on Tuesday, the 26th, we'll be back in Lawson. We're going to play Middle Tennessee State. Now that game is going to be at 12 o'clock on next Tuesday. So we want to be sure that we're going to catch those two games as well. Our men's basketball team, we lost to University of Florida, 60-84. Our next game is on November 22nd. That's the one that we were just talking about. It's going to be Friday, November 22nd, and it's going to be playing Baptist College. Trinity Baptist College. That's who we're going to be playing. So again, those are the highlights that we have that's coming up. Somebody else said something? Okay, all right. Okay, Lil,
the good thing about the men's basketball team, they scored the same amount of points in the second half as University of Florida.
Okay, all right.
I think it was 28.
So sometimes you don't ask questions that you know the answer to. Okay. But again, for those that wasn't here, that didn't hear the part of the conversation, we both scored 38 points in the second half. So, all right. Both teams scored 38 points in the second half. Okay. All right. Is there any other questions that you may have? Vaughn, I turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Selman. Y'all give Selman a round of applause because it takes some time to round up all of that information to get out. Thank you, Selman. Thank you very much for doing that each and every week. We can depend on that. And I always learn something every time he comes up and does that. All right, this is our announcement for today is that on the board meeting last night, we were trying to decide what we were going to do with this mask from Ghana. This beautiful mask that Richard Moore hand delivered to us. It was made in Ghana. He brought A.D. Suggs one and he gave us one. And since we were fighting a long time last night about who could keep the mask, we just decided that we would like to sell tickets for the mask. $5 tickets. You can see Wilma in the back. And on our last meeting of this year, which is the 18th, is that right? December 18th, I think, is our last meeting this year. That's when we will. I don't think we can use that word in the state of Florida. I think it's a giveaway, right? Yeah, we can say giveaway. We can't say the R word. I think that's illegal in Florida. So we are going to have a giveaway. Tickets are only $5. Please see Wilma and get your tickets. If you're online, this is how we're going to enter you. Cash out $5 and make sure you put your name and the word mask. And we will enter you into the contest. If you're online, cash out, put your name and the word mask in the memo section and we will enter you into the contest. Is it the 11th? I'm sorry, the 11th, December 11th. So we got about 3 weeks to win this nice mask from Ghana. Incredible looking mask. Look real good in my Rattler room. It's no secret to any of us that we were not quite satisfied with the game on Saturday. But we also remember our mission as the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club. I'd like to bring up our CEO, Dr. Jackson, because sometimes we need just a reminder. And something we received this week was a reminder of why we're here, why we meet every week, and why we do what we do, and why we go so hard for our Rattlers. And sometimes, you know, the hours get long and you wonder if you're moving in the right direction and if you're actually reaching people. And Dr. Jackson will tell her story.
I don't think y'all want to hear my story. I can pull out a joke. I can't even do that today. Leroy's on standby. But what President Vaughn wanted me to do today, yesterday, we received in the post office box a letter and just from one of our envelopes that we send out. You know, y'all remember? Supposed to be sending money back in these envelopes. So we got one in the mailbox yesterday, but it was in another envelope too. But anyway, he wanted me to share this with you all. And is the letter that was inside. November 12th, 2024, from Wellington, Florida. Where is that? Palm Beach? Oh, okay, Wellington, Florida. Good afternoon, Vaughn. My name is Rory Jenkins, and I am a proud graduate of the Florida A&M University School of Journalism, Media, and Graphic Arts, class of 1985. I know over the years the name has been changed, but the excellence still continues to this day. I was a broadcast journalism major during my 4 years on the yard and have had a tremendous and outstanding career here in South Florida. Today, I want to give back to the university that has done so much for me, and it gives me great pleasure to contribute to the $1 million campaign going on with my $1,000 pledge. And he included the check for $1,000 in the letter. I would also like to give a shout out, and make sure you say this when you read the checks, to my friend of over 44 years, Mr. Alfred Palmore, and he's not here today. Mr. Palmore and I have been friends for such a long time, and just like me, he bleeds orange and green. He is a weekly attendee of the 220 meeting you have, and always make sure that FAMU is taken care of in all ways. Again, thank you for the opportunity, and go Rattlers. Sincerely, Rory D. Jenkins. Is that great? Or is there something else that? Okay. So while I'm here, I want to do the November presentation of the outstanding club member for the year, for the month. And the award today for November goes to some people who have been very supportive of the organization from its beginning, and loyal contributors, and make certain that everybody else contributes, okay? So our nominees, and you people nominated this person. Today our nominees are Edwin and Barbara Norwood. Come on. And I say this every time, that if I were selecting people, you people vote for the same people that I would have myself. But the slips are in the back for the November awardees. So be sure and look around the rooms and put somebody's name in the jar. I keep the names in that have been put in all year. So I just pull them all out at the end. Come on. Sit down. Okay, and it reads, the 220 quarterback, Eddie Jackson, 220 quarterback club, Incorporated, dedicated support award presented to Edwin and Barbara Norwood for their longtime outstanding support and service to the 220 quarterback club's success, dated November 20th, 2024. Not only are these people my good neighbors, but they are. Our son is everybody knows him as Carter. Let me say something. Carter's grandmother's father was in the first graduating class from FAMU. So it's a long line of FAMU Rattlers.
in his and my family.
And she makes certain that both families from California to Philadelphia, that they send checks to the 220 quarterback club. All right, that's it from me.
Congratulations. All right. When people say that the 220 quarterback club is great, those are the types of people and the people that are here every week, which make this club great. A big part of that letter that Dr. Jackson read about was that it is our responsibility to continue broadcasting online to make sure that people that are not in Tallahassee can keep abreast of things. And when people feel attached, they're more apt to participate and join in. You can't make people do anything, but we can entice them and show them that we can make a difference by coming together and pooling our resources and doing things that are uncommon among HBCUs. So once again, I want to thank you all for continuing to be diligent. I want to challenge everyone in here to take 5 more letters home. We got the Thanksgiving, take at least 5 more letters and give them to 5 more people. We have to keep pressing. We have to keep pressing. If you've reached your $1,000 threshold, good. Keep going. $1,000 was a minimum for the people, for each person that's in here, of getting people to donate. And we've got to go above and beyond. Sometimes when one side is lacking, another side has to pick it up. And that's what we're gonna do. So once again, Rory Jenkins, $1,000. All right. Steve Beasley, $100. Reverend Wilson, another 200 on her. She's getting real close to her 1,000. I really like people that are diligent, that continue to donate along the way. Every time I walk by Mr. Chambers, hey, Vaughn, here you go. And he give me $100. But guess what? I think he should be real close to being done with his $1,000 donation. So I just want to encourage everyone, you don't have to do it in one lump sum. As we used to say back in the 70s, you can pay it on time. In the 50s, 60s, 70s, pay it on time. They work every time. And we almost got a layaway plan. Just however you want to get it to us, get it to us, and we will appreciate, whatever increments that you all are able to contribute to our student athletes. This week, he was here last week, they installed Curtis Richardson once again as the Tallahassee City Commissioner. But also in that same meeting, they appointed our next guest as the Mayor Pro Tem. And that is a great rattler, Diane Williams Cox. Diane, will you come up? And as we were talking, Diane she was bending my ear about, we just got to show spirit in it. I say, hold that for Wednesday. I need you to get that energy in here. So our Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Tallahassee, Commissioner Diane Williams Cox.
Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you. Any relatives in the house? I don't know. I walked in here, was real quiet. I know this was a serene moment to congratulate and to acknowledge some great supporters. But listen, how many of y'all on social media? If you haven't been on social media, don't get on social media. Don't get on. Let me tell you, there are some things out there, and I'm glad this is being televised. I mean, it's out there. It's going, as my grandmother would say, it's going worldwide. Y'all, we got to be careful of what we say and how we say it.
Amen.
What we got to remember is that this man is a professional. He has a family who loves him. And they don't take anything, people saying all kind of crazy stuff about him. These players have parents and loved ones They're not gonna take all of that back and forth smack talking about them for people who hadn't even coached Pee Wee football. We gotta stop, Rattlers. It's bad when others are attacking us, but when we're attacking one another, the enemy within, we can't have that. We gotta strike others, not ourselves. That's right. Because when rattlers strike each other in the den, we kill. Because when we strike, we're striking to kill. But we're not striking. We don't want to kill one another. That's gonna dry up the money. That's gonna dry up the honey. That's gonna dry up a lot of things. Because you have people, families at Thanksgiving and what have you, fussing about football. This is a game, y'all. This is a game. We have bigger fish to fry. We need to stay focused. And as Dion said, we got to make the main thing the main thing. The main thing is when I was in school at Florida A&M back in the 80s, Reverend Moses General Miles, y'all know him, y'all heard about him. He used to let us know at convocation, every convocation. It doesn't matter if we don't beat anybody. Anybody. As long as we beat them Wildcats, we've had a successful season. So now, coming up to the weekend where this is our chance to beat them doggone Wildcats who took Southern to 5 overtimes and still lost. It doesn't matter that Mississippi Valley came in here last week and did something. They had a 12th player in heaven on their side. It's hard to beat the fight heaven. We're going down this road to Orlando. And when we come back, we want to come back with our chest stuck out, our heads held high. But that's not going to happen if you beat our team down before they get there. We can't do that. I posted on social media because I don't want to get into arguments with anybody because I never coached Pee Wee football either. But I am the mother of 3 sons, and they're all bigger than me. And if anybody out there saying anything bad about my boys, I got something to say. And I'm going to do something about it. And I feel like their parents feel him, looking at all that mess. I feel like his parents and the coach's family feel about that, talking about all that mess. Because it's not warranted. It's not called for. We've got to quit giving people poison to use against us. We are the #1 public HBCU university. You think everybody happy about that? Don't you think they like to see us fighting one another? Stop it. Stop the fighting. I'm not going to say shut up. I'm going to say be quiet. And let's get on the road. Let's get down to Orlando. Let's handle that business. And let's come back, have Thanksgiving. And then when Alabama A&M come in here after Thanksgiving, let's send them home packing too. But because remember, the measure of a successful season is beating Bethune-Cookman. Now, we beat other people, but what we've got to do, y'all, we've got to go handle this business and get on back here and get right. And if by some chance, because you know when it's time for them to play us, they get superpowers. And I got some fellas here in town that played football at Rickers with my son. They went to Bethune-Cookman, like the football coach at Rickers. I love him until this time of year. I got some others out there. I love them until this time of year. And they out there talking cash trash. And listen, we want to punch their ticket to go wherever they need to go when we come back with that trophy. So can we just agree to disagree that we don't need to fight. We just need to agree to disagree that we don't agree with everything and whatever. I don't agree with what's happening on the national scene, but guess what? We got it. That's what the people have spoken. So let's do this. Let's go handle this business. Let's support this coach. Let's support this coach. Let's support this coach. Let's stand up and support this coach. Let him see that we are riding with him. No matter what the folks on social media say, who only come to town for a game, we live here. We're supporting him. And let let these student athletes, not athletes, student athletes know we're supporting them. Now, doggone it, let's go get this business handled. And no matter what happens, God is still in charge. And the Rattlers will continue to strike, and strike again. And we're not striking each other, we're striking others. All right, let's go, Rattlers.
Look like Coach inviting her to come do the pregame speech. It look like Coach trying to get her to do the pregame speech right about now. That's right, that's right. Can I get the Aloe Bays to come up, please? Are they here? All right. They're the sponsors of the trophies for this past week. Give them a round of applause.
Thank you. God bless you guys. I'm glad today was my day, because that's my brother over there. I got on my Kobe glasses. Where yours at? Well, let's get them on now. That's it. Don't do me wrong now. I got you. I got you. I just want to say that I had hesitations about having the trophy, my husband and I, to donate today, because it was a away game coming up. But God made it so that I would be the one to give you guys your reward today, because you are the head and not the tail. That's right. You are above and not beneath. Right. And also, in my heart, I want to continue to speak into your lives. It's not just about the ball game, it's about life. And in life, we will lose, but when we lose, we are winners, because all things work for good. All things work for good. I'm gonna turn around here, Coach. Come on. All things work for good for those who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. And he allowed you to be here today to receive this trophy. And it's good. And it's going to continue to be good. We're going to continue to hold our head up, because we are the head and not the tail. Okay, so all I want to say is that, can you come on over here? Because I'm talking to you guys. This is about, I'm going to call them out, but I got to say the word first. I got to speak into their lives, because that's what we are supposed to do. It ain't about getting up here giving trophies and not giving them the real word. Okay, so defensive trophy. Which one is defense? 6. How tall are you? 6'1", and he is talking about the head and not the tail. He is a student who is receiving a master's degree in business and in business administration. Who? Come on now. And he's an athlete. So I speak into your life when my husband and I, sorry honey, you know I do all the talking. My husband and I want to give you this trophy with the word, knowing that in the end, you already won. That's right. We are already conquerors. We're already conquerors. And I'm so thankful, Jerome Nichols, who is a student at Florida Agricultural Mechanical University, getting his master's in business administration. He is a winner. And we will continue to support you. All right, so honey, let's get the picture. Come on. And hold your head up. Like you said. Okay, now. All right. Thank you, Jerome. And you see us, you see me, you know, you won't, and we keep speaking into your life. Come on. You already know me. We had, one time we had lunch. That's not you, Thad, is it? Thad, okay. Wait, aren't y'all wearing the same number? Sometimes they be wearing, remember me, right? No, you don't. Okay. All right. So now Thad is studying this new stuff. He in technology. I don't know. That's the good one. Would you like to say something? Why not? Okay, he's supposed to say he don't say much. But you know, I've already said what I wanted to say. And I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me. I really want you to hear me. Okay, because this is what it's all about. We have to be together. We have to have be in the same spirit, if you understand my point. Because I know people have been, ain't nobody holding their head down, Artie. Keep your head up. That's all I want to say. Our spirits have to be right for this game. And y'all did what y'all had to do. Do I need to do the coaching stuff? Cause you ain't talking right. Come on over here, come on. I need them, what I'm saying is, I need them to cheer up, if you will. That's all, don't you feel it? Okay. Okay, you talk. So he don't wanna talk, so, that's good. We don't care about the trophy. I care about their spirits. That's what I care about. I care about y'all spirits. Okay, now who is this? That's for you. Jerome. Special teams, yes. Okay, come on, see that? Yes, Lord. See, that's when you speak into their life. They already got that favor. Go ahead, that's yours, yeah. Well, I want to read it, but Jerome got special teams too. All right, hallelujah. Hallelujah, we're going to read it some kind of way. We're going to strike. We already striking. We already done said it. We already done spoke it. Y'all ain't pray over the game, but I already done anointed this man. He gonna get you, you gonna win. Go ahead, I'm done. But I had to do it though, did I do it?
Yes, you did. You did it like none other. We will always remember your trophy presentation. Thank you to the Alabase who sponsored today's trophy. Thank you very much. And let me let you all in on a little secret. Since Sunday morning, people have been texting me, messaging me on social media. When I see people, they've been warning me, man, what you gonna do about the 220 quarterback club on Wednesday? You know my answer was? Not a damn thing, because these real rattlers are here. We about supporting our university, and I'm not even worried about it. Today is what it's supposed to be. It's about the orange and green. So no, I didn't do anything. It is what it is. These are supporters, real supporters, who come to donate and spend their time for Florida A&M University as we support our university. And the next voice that you'll hear will be the head coach of the Florida A&M Rattlers, James Colsey III.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Vaughn Wilson. I'm going to say thank you for the introduction, Mr. Vaughn Wilson. Secondly, I'm going to say thank you again. Vaughn Wilson came to talk to the team this morning right after practice and spoke about the Florida Classic, the importance of the Florida Classic, the legends that are made while playing the Florida Classic. he did say he had been a part of FAMU for 50 years, and our players thought it was more like 60 or 70. But he made certain let everybody know. But he did a very, very good job. And I think when Vaughn and I spoke, I want to say it was last week maybe when we shot the text to each other, but definitely maybe beginning of this week, that our players just understanding what this game's all about, and understanding the tradition, the history, the going back and forth of winning and losing, and how we don't even say their name. We just call them this week. We haven't even said the name of the university now. Ms. Cox has put the football team on their bulletin board this week, just so y'all know. What she said is going to be on their bulletin board, but no pressure there. And I want to start off by saying that I said this when I walked into the press conference this past Saturday. And I want you guys to truly understand what I'm getting ready to say, which I know you will, and people that are watching. I understand the responsibility of this job. I've never shied away from that, and I understand the importance of this university and this football team being the most successful thing in the country. I'm not going to shy away to say, where we are right now is not what was expected. And I understand that. Trust me, believe me. I have social media and all that stuff. So, but I've also said, I told my players, let me be the one that has to what? That's to deal with all that, because that's part of the job. That's part of the job. That's part of the responsibility of this job. And when I was granted the blessing of the job, all right, and making sure that we kept that standard, that's part of it, right? And we've not done as well as expected, but understand this, that our guys, we get up Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 5 a.m. to represent this university, and we want to make sure that we do that and we represent this university to the best of our ability. Now, yes, we've made some mistakes and made some errors that might have cost us along the way, but please don't think that everything that we're doing or trying to contribute or trying to do for this university is for bad intentions, right? Everything that we're trying to do is to win, represent this university properly. And as we go to Orlando tomorrow evening, everything that we're trying to do again is to go up there and win, right? Had some bad luck, no doubt, right? Had some bad luck, and we are looking to right those wrongs as we get ready for this upcoming weekend. Now, yes, made some changes throughout our staff, new play caller, and a lot of those things. Some of those things was just to offensive play caller. That was just some things to just maybe light a fire, not just on the offense, but just light a fire with our football team. And again, I want you guys to know that everything that we do on the daily is to try to make sure that this football team is as prepared as it needs to be, and that will be even more as we get ready for this Saturday. Extremely sorry.
Excuse me, Coach.
Yes.
Will somebody online let people know what our chat is about and what it's not about? Keep going.
Yeah. Extremely apologetic for what happened this past Saturday as far as the streak, and I want you guys to know we held that streak as serious and as personal as all of our alumni and fans did, right? And our goal is to win this upcoming weekend and then start a new one next Friday. But understand, our players, our coaches, and I know as our supporters, right? I want you guys to know, I understand the job. I understand the pressure of the job. I appreciate the pressure. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the thanks. All of those things come with the job. I understand that, but talk to me. Please leave my players alone. Talk to me. Talk to me. All right. Talk to me. I've been doing this for 25 years. 25 years. Had some highs, had some lows, and this past Saturday was tough. I'm gonna lie to you. It was tough. I think I know Vaughn was in there, and Cedric was in there Saturday. I probably might have said a few things that I wouldn't have wanted to say, but I did. And that's what I'm doing right now, in front of our supporters, in front of our alumni, understanding that you will see the best version of Florida A&M this upcoming Saturday. So thank you very, very much. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Hold on.
All right. Coach,
Yes, sir.
Saturday,
Yes, sir.
Saturday's ball game. Was that, and I think you said it, was that one of those situations where we looked over the trees to look at the forest? When I'm saying that, with their record and Bethune, our next ball game, we gonna run it up 90-0, or we'll all sit around after the first quarter, and all of a sudden you realize that you're going, damn, we in a ball game.
We never mentioned,
Well, I'm saying you don't mention it.
we never mentioned
But
it.
the thought in the mind. I know when I was playing baseball, lots of times you run up on a scrub team, you called them, and you were supposed to beat them.
Yes, sir.
And by the fifth or the sixth inning,
Yeah.
them was leading you by 2 or 3, and you going, and somebody saying, what is going on? We about to get our beaten.
Yes, sir.
And then, you can't pick up a ground ball. The pitcher can't throw a strike. And that just, it was that the situation.
I thought as a staff, I thought we did a really, really good job of, for the most part, preparing for Mississippi Valley. I mean, you look at the yardage, we outgained them, rushing the ball, we outpassed for them. You had about 3 or 4 plays, right? And if you guys look at our season, it's been about 3 or 4 plays throughout the season that have maybe disrupted a football game where we could have maybe went up, right? And had a bad play, and right, or maybe we could have, kept it close or closer than what it was. I'm never gonna ever disrespect an opponent to look ahead, But if you drop a punt, if you drop a punt snap at the 20, if you fumble the ball at the 2, if you fumble the ball at the 10, whether it's a team that might not be as good as you think, those errors keep a team like that in the game, right? So I don't think it's looking ahead. We definitely looking forward to Bethune. But if you look at that game, and if you didn't watch the game and you just saw the yardage and everything like that, you would have thought that we would have won that game significantly. Now, again, that's not how football goes, right? Football goes by who has the most points. But I don't think our staff, my players are sitting right here. I don't think we looked ahead, but I do think we played a much, much better football team on paper than people thought. They did come in inspired, yes. But, by the score, they beat us. I don't think that was a better football team that left Tallahassee that Saturday. But if you have mistakes like we did, right? If you have mistakes like we did, you do leave a football team in the game like that. You leave them in the game, they gain confidence, and then once they're a confident bunch, that's, they stayed confident, and then they made plays as we got to the later the game. So I talked to the coach after the game. I congratulated him, but I know a team that had not won a football game came into our stadium and ended our streak. Upset, disappointed. I can't explain the emotions that we had, but we let them stay in the game. Our offense went down. How many plays did we go down? Was it the first 3 plays of the game and went down and scored? Yeah, we went down and scored on the first 3 plays. I can't say we looked ahead of how we went down that first drive. But that's a great question. I know you always got good ones. That's a great question. I just don't think we looked ahead. I just think that we made mistakes to keep them in the football game. And then we got to OS, this is the football game. And then they made more plays at the end than we did. Hello.
Hey, Coach.
How you doing, ma'am? I'm in.
I know everybody expected me to be ugly, but
No,
I am not finna do it.
no.
I am not finna do it. I love my coach.
Thank you.
I love my football team.
Thank you.
And win, lose, or draw, I told you last week, I'm with you all the way.
Yes, ma'am.
The horse is dead. Stop beating him. He already buried. Let's move on.
Okay, EA had a question. Coach, after taking a time out before the huge 3rd and 7th in the 4th quarter play, you had 2 players on the field that hadn't played 20 snaps all year, and DB's totally confused. What is your explanation of that?
Well, they went 3rd down, and 3rd down and long. They were 100% pass in that situation. So we expected a pass. We went to our dime package, and they had a pretty good call. They went sprint out and then had the tight end delay go to the other side of the field. And those they missed their man. Thought it was a good call. I called that timeout primarily again because it was 3rd down. We wanted to make sure we had our best situation, right? They came out there. We thought they were going to throw the football, so we put our package out there for them to throw the ball. And believe it or not, one of our major players lost his eyes, and then that's how they were able to get the 1st down. It's a good question. I mean, he watched the game. He or she watched the game. It's a great question.
Coach, good afternoon. How you
So what's going on, boss?
Whatever don't kill you makes you stronger.
I got 2 younger sisters, man. They beat me up already. So I'm just Shane and Sean already got me. I ain't gotta worry about nobody else. Those are my little sisters. So we talked. We had our conversation, and we talked to the team on Sunday, and we're ready to go. We're ready to go.
It this time refocus. We good. I'm with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
But one thing I do want to more or less address this to Vaughn more than you, Coach, because I've been in a lot of football games myself. And when things get crunchy like that, I just don't like the DJ playing all this music over the band. And I don't know about Coach, but when you need to get focused, your whole team need to get focused. You don't need all this noise when you're trying to call plays. And sometimes, you trying to call a play on the, you trying to talk to your players on the field, and they can't hear a dang thing.
You got me. That is a pet peeve of mine. The game environment is too distracting.
Yeah.
If you all see, you know what makes me the maddest of all, and which shows that our fans do not have football IQ? When we start the wave, when our team has the damn ball, that is the dumbest thing on planet Earth. Our team needs to hear. And every time they start it, we're gonna do the wave. My blood pressure. I tell Dr. Rowe, you might have to carry me off this field. We do need, as a university, to communicate with the band, the DJ, and everybody on football one-on-one, because we're not doing our team any service. When we're on a drive and the quarterback's trying to call a play and music is blaring over it, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
And it is a pet peeve of mine that drives me crazy during the game.
Like I say, I don't know how Coach deal with it, but boy, I'll be telling him to cut the goddamn music. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I'm used to, you have your certain music that you play pre-game, right? Our band can play any music. I know. They have.
Yes,
so that's all. That's my feel.
And that's a game operations meeting. I don't necessarily sit in those, but continue to voice your frustration. And we got the best band in the land. And they can probably play any song that we ask them to play on cue. On cue.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Coach? I am.
I've had Wednesdays, but I'm
all
good.
right. I just have seen a lot on social media about these teams. I know the emotions are high going into this game, and lately 2 teams have had these big brawls.
Yeah.
When the emotions run high, have you addressed that with the young men? Because these. What is it, Gen Z, Gen X, they really emotional sometimes. I work with a lot of college kids, and I have to tell them all the time, watch what you say, Watch your actions. So have you all addressed that with the players?
Well, we had to address it with our little, fiasco that we had at Prairie View, right? And I think they saw the penalty, right? They saw the penalty by one of our guys not what? So they saw one of our guys not playing. And believe it or not, the best way to affect our guys is playing time, So now we had the playing time issue, we also had to pay, we had to pay some money for it as well, right? So, for our university aspect, having to pay the money for our players, the affected playing time. So yeah, to answer your question, it's been addressed. And, and obviously through social media, you saw what happened at Alabama State. You saw what happened at the was it
Two big teams.
yeah. So and I have my own thoughts on why those are occurring, but for us, just the self-control aspect for sure. And like I said, we had our issue a couple weeks ago. They saw the result if you get involved. But yes, to answer your question, yes.
Come here, Bob.
Okay.
How many people are going to Orlando? How many people are going to be there? Y'all drive safe, please. Y'all drive safe, please, please. We will thank you very, very much.
All right, coming from online, Raisha Goodwin says, how are the RBs working on ball security?
You got to answer that question, Dan. No, you don't say much, but now you got to answer.
Pass it to him so we can hear.
Pass it to him so we can hear.
We did ball security all week this week, so it should be better this week.
Okay. Another question, Coach.
Yes.
From Ezekiel Love asks, why did it take so long to replace the offensive coordinator?
But I mean, there's and we didn't replace him. I want you to know we just assigned someone different play calling duties. You're at a situation where I know right now we're 5-5, but you're at a situation where we were either 5-2, 5-3, or whatever the case may be, and just trying to light a fire under what we needed to do offensively as we got ready for this week. And it's a combination of things, we discussed, talked about it internally. I felt that it was the best move forward for not just our offense, but our football team. And I want you to know, our offense coordinator he worked very hard. He worked very, very hard and didn't possibly have the necessary results. But guy who worked really, really hard for us and for the program. But I'll tell you this, Coach Burris, and as Dad will tell you, Coach Burris just picking up and he's acting like he's been doing it for 10 to 15 years. So, obviously he's had a lot of success as a quarterback at the professional level and at the NFL level. And he's done a really, really good job over these last few days. And to be honest with you, I didn't even discuss it with him. We talked about it Sunday. I told him what we were doing, and then we just picked off right from there. So guys are doing a good job. Guys like Thad being leaders and helping along as far as what we need to get done. So I'm excited about it, but we did it Sunday.
Kurt Jenkins has a question. He says, we've got the best defensive linemen in the country. Why aren't they getting sacks? Aren't we getting more sacks?
Same question. Ask that today. We're pretty banged up. I'll say this, obviously James Ash is one of the best, not just in the conference, but in the country. We got to be able to put pressure on these guys, right? That when you put pressure on the quarterback, that helps the defensive backs, right? And we didn't have any sacks this past weekend. That's not something that is accustomed to what I've seen over the last 2 years. So, that's something that we know we got to get better with. Maybe it's via recruiting as far as making sure we get that addressed in the next few.
Hey, Coach, I noticed the offensive line, I'm looking at that.
Of course, I know.
We came out, we ran the ball. We went down and scored. I saw one tackle come out, pull out the line, just wipe somebody out and went in. And I said, well, they are doing their job up there. Now the alignment and assignment was taking place.
Yes.
And I just wanted to see why we didn't run a little bit. We outgained them in yards, but we had them been running more because they was winning that defenses out. Those big linemen up front was doing a great job. I was keeping my eyes on them, and they was doing a great job. Pulling, same with the block. And I just wondered why we didn't run more.
I'll say we, just addressing it, not just this past week or just in weeks, weeks before. Sometimes simple is the easiest thing to do, right? I think we might have gotten cute with a couple of the calls that we made. And, I wish I could play back when we went the option at the 2. We could have just went inside zone 2 or 3 times and scored that touchdown. So, those are things for me where, sometimes easy is better, and yep, it looks good when you do it. And trust me, if we don't fumble, we'll probably call it a great call, But the result of it, right? Again, sometimes easy's better, and that's something that Coach Burris and I we've discussed as well over the last 24 to 48 hours. But, yes, sir.
Oh, yes, Coach. I don't know how many seniors you have on your team, but I think it would be a good thing if you haven't already done it to get those guys together and let them know they still have something to play for. Because a 7-5 record to send your seniors out would really be a positive thing.
Yes, sir.
And dwell more on the fact of trying to win these last 2 games and have a winning record.
Yes, sir. And I'll say this: we meet. I have our senior group, and we actually have a couple of juniors on our senior group. But we meet every Sunday. But this past week we met separately, and just talking about how we do things and what's needed. And that's definitely been pushed, right? We got a bunch of seniors that have won some rings and have won a lot of football games, and that's the thing that, again, for us, preaching to them, right? Winning for those guys. And before we can go 7-5, we got to go 6-5, and that's just upcoming Saturday. Yes, yes, ma'am.
We got time for one more.
Ms. Cox, thank you. Absolutely, appreciate you. I know, you got mine.
All right, I think we got most of the questions in the chat as well. And, it's just a lot of Rattlers saying they'll be in Orlando as well, so.
Until the Rattlers online, thank you. Right, wrong, or different, thank you.
I got just one question for you.
Coach, I know you the coach. I'm not gonna try to tell you the coach. But I wanna I just wanna ask a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Offensive line. I noticed the opponent teams, their quarterback have 2 hours to throw that ball.
Right.
We need our offense line to hold for our quarterback.
But you can't say hold, that's a penalty. God, you trying to give us penalties already.
I don't mean hold like that, and that is protect. But I mean protect our quarterback as much as possible, because the other opponent team, I just see they got all day long to throw that ball.
That's why he asked the question about the sacks, right? He wanted to know about the sacks.
About the defense,
Yes.
that's why I was going about the offense, because we really got to protect that quarterback.
Absolutely. Well, it's really, really hard to throw a football on your back, right? And hard. So, and you're right. You're right. D. Rich is only 5'9.5". No, yes, ma'am. Again, thanks everybody. Safe travels. Appreciate y'all.
Coach, thanks for being with us. We know y'all got to get down to Orlando early tomorrow.
Great job.
I like the way you run that ball. That boy run north and south. Franklin. Oh, they're right there. Oh, the trophies. All right, once again, before you leave, see Wilma and get in our giveaway, $5 per ticket for the mask if you're online. Cash out $5. Make sure you put your name and then put the word mask, and you will be entered. We will give it away on December 11th. Everyone, safe travels to Orlando. And don't forget, next week, the game is Friday at 4 p.m.
Coach.
The makeup game with Alabama A&M starts at 4 o'clock. For all our online viewers, Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. We appreciate you all. You all are part of the fabric that makes the 220 Quarterback Club work. And on that note, have a happy Classic and a happy Thanksgiving.
How you doing today?
Turn this live stream off. And meanwhile,
I don't know now that we started the problem about the